In today's video, we're gonna take a look at some really exciting new Blender add-ons that you probably missed. Also add-ons that you already have and got some updates too, so you don't want to miss that. You've got add-ons for modeling, UVs, creating cities, animation, texturing, you name it. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. We're gonna start with a popular new add-on called Merge Master, which tackles a surprisingly common modeling problem, which is smoothly fusing one mesh onto another, without destructive booleans, remeshing, or manual sculpting. So instead of permanently modifying your geometry, it creates a live, non-destructive adhesion effect between different objects, letting you blend mechanical panels, different parts and details, and hard surface components together, while preserving the original topology, UVs, and materials. What's especially interesting is that everything updates in real time, and you can adjust the merge length, fall-off, normals, and even material transitions with different sliders and instantly see the results. And I think this is great for concept artists and hard surface modelers in general who want to experiment without committing to destructive operations until they are ready to bake the final mesh. On the other hand, Downtown Generator, as you can tell from the name, is a procedural city tool. Basically, it is one of those Blender add-ons that allows you to generate an entire city in just minutes, instead of spending months building them manually. The add-on can procedurally create dense downtown environments with customizable roads, intersections, skyscrapers, blocks, city layout, and urban props, while still letting you control the overall look and the feel of the city. You can tweak things like building height variation, city density, spacing, style, and the layout generation to create anything from modern business districts to more stylized urban scenes. One of the biggest advantages is how non-destructive the workflow is, because you can keep changing the city setup procedurally without rebuilding everything from scratch, which is super useful for previews, cinematics, matte painting, game environments, and large-scale VFX shots. Also, UV Flags is basically a new add-on to make UV editing feel much more direct and interactive too. But what does it really offer? Well, the add-on adds a collection of real-time editing tools that let you quickly relax, align, straighten, scale, stitch, and manipulate UV islands with smoother visual feedback and fewer manual steps, which is especially useful when detailing with complex hard surface models or maybe dense production assets. And one of the coolest things about it is that it focuses heavily on interactive editing, so a lot of the adjustments happen dynamically as you drag and tweak the UVs, making the workflow, I would say, feel closer to sculpting or modeling rather than technical cleanup work. And if you spend a lot of time with retopology or game asset production, I think this one can help. And by the way, Sanctus library, which is the huge procedural material library with over 1800 materials, just got an update with 3.4 version, bringing a lot of exciting new features. First, we've got the new Decal Force tool, which is a procedural decal generation engine with tons of parameters to tweak. You can override the text, font, icons, and colors. You can also adjust the border style, text size, icon size, and more. So even though it is a fully random decal generator, it still comes with plenty of customization options. There's also a new smart asset browser called Favorites Deployer, which offers a significant advantage over the standard asset browser, since it understands the context of each asset, so it automatically triggers the appropriate tools and provides real-time visual feedback during placement. The developer also added a new asset category called GN Tools and a new asset placement mode, in addition to many other quality of life improvements and bug fixes. True Terrain also got a new update, featuring some new modifiers such as the Terrain Path modifier, which lets you create roads and paths using Blender's curve drawing tool, and a new Dilate and Erode modifier, which brings erosion and dilation effects to your terrain, but with a much lighter approach since this isn't simulation based. The shader layer has also received a major upgrade and now supports significantly more layered materials. Performance has been improved across the board as well, with faster setup times, quicker erosion simulations, and more efficient mask generation. The hydro erosion system has also been enhanced, with improved edge handling and new water flow controls, and exporting has become much more streamlined too. with export, baking, and apply tools now grouped in a single location. In addition, new seed controls have been added for shaders, terrain noise, textures, and craters. And finally, the update includes numerous bug fixes and stability improvements, covering everything from adaptive subdivision to scattering to layer management and overall reliability. Another interesting one is called Procedural Backrooms Generator, which is basically a geometry node-based setup that can help you with creating those creepy, endless liminal space environments, inspired by the backroom internet horror trend. The Addon procedurally generates maze-like office spaces with customizable corridors, room layouts, fluorescent lighting, ceiling grids, stained walls, carpets, and random structural variations that can make the environment feel endless and unsettling. Of course, the system is non-destructive, so you can keep changing parameters like room density, hallway width, lighting mood, wall damage, and layout randomness in real time, while the environment updates automatically. Quikv, or Quick Keyframe Value, is basically a small but super focused add-on, made for you if you're an animator who's tired of constantly digging through menus and graph editor panels just to tweak keyframe values. So the add-on gives you a fast pop-up style system, where you can instantly adjust transforms, influence values, custom properties, and animation data directly from the viewport while animating, which makes blocking and polishing feel much more quicker and less technical. So instead of opening multiple editors, you can rapidly change exact values for location, rotation, scale, or other animated properties with minimal clicks, making it especially useful for fast iteration and cleanup work. So as you can see, the whole idea behind this add-on is reducing the friction between thinking about motion and editing numbers, so you can stay focused on timing and performance instead of constantly navigating Blender's interface. On the other hand, Animate Suite brings a Maya-like animation workflow into Blender, and it just got an update, which introduced several powerful new tools. First, there is this new overstroke tool, which helps to create smoother transitions in the animation curve, and it makes it easier to add natural follow-through and overlap. The update also introduced a new quick handle mode, complete with plenty of settings to tweak handle behavior and speed up graph editing. In addition, there is a new sculpt tool that lets you smooth animation curves, and you can do that directly with a brush, which makes cleanups feel much more intuitive. On top of that, the developer added a brand new editable motion path system, which can come up pretty handy when cleaning up animations and fine-tuning object trajectories. Altogether, the update brings a number of workflow improvements that should make the animation process faster and more artist-friendly, I would say. When it comes to new Blender tools, Anim 3D is a pretty interesting new Blender add-on, which is gonna help you a lot if you create eye-catching shots without needing to spend hours animating cameras by hand. So the add-on comes with a library of more than 150 ready-to-use cinematic camera movements that work with Blender's built-in dolly camera rig, letting you quickly apply dynamic shots to things like vehicles, characters, products, or different 3D assets. And one of its standout features is that many of the animations are designed around popular Instagram Reels and TikTok styles. So if you do social media content, this is even better, especially with camera moves that can be synced to music and edited directly inside Blender's viewport. So the idea is simple. Instead of keyframing every shot from scratch, you can browse a collection of pre-built camera sequences, apply them with a few clicks, and instantly turn a static render into something which I would say feels more cinematic and engaging, especially for social media content. On the rendering side of things, Renderiq is another add-on that focuses on speeding up the rendering process, rather than changing how you create scenes. And here's the thing, because this add-on looks legit. It acts as a smart render manager that can automatically analyze a scene and optimize settings like light bounces, volume steps, and transparency settings to reduce render times in cycles. It also introduced AI-powered upscaling and frame interpolation, allowing you to render at lower resolutions or lower frame rates, and then generate extra details and frames afterward. On top of that, it supports render queues, multiple Blender versions, render presets, phone-based render monitoring, and integration with tools like Scene Boost, in addition to turbo tools for VRAM reduction and temporal denoising. The goal is basically to combine a bunch of render optimization tricks into a single workflow, helping you get the final renders fast without constantly tweaking settings manually. Now let me tell you about the Stylized tree asset generator, which also got an update, bringing several performance optimization and a handful of improvements to the original tree generator. On top of that, the developer introduced a brand new Stylized pine tree asset generator, which comes with its own collection of assets, textures, shaders, and materials. Other than that, they replaced deprecated nodes from the Blender 4.2 version of the add-on and implemented overall optimizations to the UV storage and geometry node setups, resulting in a more efficient workflow. The update also added directional controls to the wind system, allowing you to define the direction of the wind for a more naturally looking animation. Last but not least, Sdf.R is a pretty fascinating new Blender add-on that brings sign distance fields, or SDF modeling, into real time and a GPU accelerated workflow. So instead of pushing vertices around like traditional polygonal modeling, you build objects using primitives, booleans, blending operations, and procedural deformations that update live in the viewport. And one of the standout features is a custom Rust-powered GPU backend, designed for really fast performance along with support for both marching cubes and dual contour mesh generation. The latter can help preserve sharp hard surface edges in addition to corners. The add-on also includes non-destructive twist, bend, and taper deformations, in addition to advanced pattern tools like radial, grid, spiral, and mirror arrays, live previews, and even a clever material painting system, where Boolean cuts can inherit colors and material properties from the cutting object. So if you are a hard surface artist, a concept designer, or anyone interested in procedural modeling, this add-on I think is gonna bring a lot of flexibility. And there you have it guys. If you are interested in these add-ons, you will find all the necessary links in the description. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.